Have you ever stopped to wonder who decides how we should live, think, and succeed? From the education system to media ads, everything around us pushes us into predefined boxes. But what if those boxes are the very reason you feel stuck? We're conditioned to follow a certain path, chase certain goals, and measure our worth by external standards. But deep down, many of us feel a nagging sense that something isn't quite right. We crave a different definition of success, one that aligns with our values and aspirations. Today, we'll break free from those illusions and discover the path to your true potential. From childhood, we're conditioned by systems. The education system, with its emphasis on standardized tests and rote memorization, often prioritizes conformity over creativity. We learn to follow rules, color inside the lines, and strive for a very specific definition of success. But what happens when we step outside those lines? What happens to the dreams and passions that don't fit neatly into those boxes? We're bombarded with media that reinforces these predefined notions of success. Luxury cars, designer clothes, exotic vacations, these become the symbols of achievement, constantly reminding us of what we supposedly lack. Social media, while connecting us in many ways, can also fuel this sense of inadequacy, showcasing carefully curated highlight reels that distort our perception of reality. It's like being told to follow a map that doesn't lead to your intended destination. The first step to escaping the system is to recognize its influence. Start paying attention to the subtle messages you receive daily. When you see an advertisement, don't just passively consume it. Ask yourself, what need is this trying to create within me? Is this something I truly value? Or am I being influenced by external pressures? It's about reclaiming your power, your agency to decide what truly matters to you. We're often told that success is a linear path. Go to school, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, acquire material possessions. But what if true success isn't about fitting into a mold, but rather about breaking it? What if it's less about external validation and more about internal fulfillment? It's about aligning your actions with your values, your passions, your unique definition of a life well lived. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just chasing the destination. Imagine for a moment that you have the freedom to redefine success. What would that look like for you? Would it be about making a difference in your community? Nurturing deep, meaningful relationships? Expressing your creativity through art, music, or writing? Social media often presents an unrealistic and filtered view of reality, leading to comparison, self-doubt, and a constant feeling of not being enough. It's time to challenge this narrative. Instead of chasing someone else's definition of success, take the time to define what it means to you. What are the values that are most important to you? What are your passions? The things that light you up from within? What legacy do you want to leave on the world? Remember, true success isn't about accumulating wealth or accolades. It's about living a life that feels authentic and meaningful to you. We often look to role models for inspiration, hoping to emulate their paths to success. While learning from others can be valuable, it's important to remember that true success lies in carving your own path, not retracing someone else's. Think of it like this. Even the most beautiful mosaic is made up of unique individual pieces. Each piece contributes to the overall masterpiece, but no two pieces are exactly alike. Similarly, your journey is meant to be uniquely yours. When we focus too much on copying others, we limit our own potential. We stifle our creativity, our unique talents, and the very qualities that make us special. Instead of trying to fit into someone else's mold, embrace what makes you different. Identify an area in your life where you've been following a conventional path. It could be your career, your relationships, your hobbies, or even your personal style. Now, imagine approaching this area with a fresh perspective. Ask yourself, what would it look like if I brought my own unique approach to this? Don't be afraid to experiment, to think outside the box, and to embrace the unknown. The process of creating something new, something authentically you, is where the true magic happens. Remember, the world needs your originality. In today's hyper-connected world, distractions are abundant. Our attention is constantly pulled in 1,000 different directions, leaving us feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and disconnected from ourselves. Building resilience, the ability to navigate challenges and bounce back stronger, is crucial for not just surviving but thriving in this environment. One of the most significant distractions we face is the constant influx of information. much of it designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible, not necessarily to enrich our lives. Social media algorithms, news cycles, and targeted advertising all contribute to this overwhelming sense of information overload. To cultivate resilience, we must be mindful of the information we consume and the sources we allow to influence us. Just as we nourish our bodies with healthy food, we must nourish our minds with positive, uplifting, and thought-provoking content. Start by setting boundaries with technology. Designate specific times for checking emails and social media, and resist the urge to constantly refresh feeds or respond to notifications. Instead, rediscover the lost art of being present in the moment. Spend time in nature, engage in meaningful conversations, or simply savor the quiet moments of contemplation. Building resilience is a journey, not a destination. From a young age, we're often taught to think within certain parameters, to seek the right answer, and to follow established rules and procedures. While this type of linear thinking is valuable in certain contexts, it can also limit our creativity, innovation, and ability to envision new possibilities. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you constantly plant the same seeds in the same soil, you'll continue to harvest the same crops. But if you want to cultivate a wider variety of fruits, vegetables, and flowers, you need to experiment with different seeds, soil conditions, and gardening techniques. Reprogramming your mind for limitless thinking involves challenging your assumptions, questioning the status quo, and embracing a growth mindset. It's about cultivating curiosity, wonder, and a willingness to explore uncharted territories. One powerful way to reprogram your mind is through the power of questions. Instead of simply accepting things as they are, start asking why. Why are things done this way? Is there a better way? What if we challenge this assumption? Another key aspect of reprogramming your mind is cultivating a growth mindset. This means embracing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than viewing them as threats or setbacks. Remember, your mind is your most powerful tool. In a world filled with distractions, external pressures, and conflicting messages, it's easy to lose touch with our inner compass, that intuitive voice within that guides us toward our true north. Yet, amidst all the noise, this inner compass remains our most reliable guide to a fulfilling and meaningful life. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at a crossroads, facing multiple paths, each promising different destinations and experiences. The world might tell you to choose the path that leads to wealth, status, or recognition. But your inner compass might gently nudge you toward a path less traveled, one that aligns with your values, passions, and deepest aspirations. Your inner compass is comprised of your values, beliefs, and experiences. It's shaped by your upbringing, your relationships, and the lessons you've learned along the way. It's the quiet whisper that tells you what feels right, what feels true, and what feels aligned with your authentic self. Reconnecting with your inner compass requires creating space for stillness, reflection, and self-inquiry. Spend time in nature, meditate, journal, or engage in any activity that helps you connect with your inner world. As you create space for stillness, pay attention to the thoughts, feelings, and sensations that arise. What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? We've explored powerful principles to help you escape the system's grip and reclaim your true potential. Remember, it's not about rejecting everything the system represents, but rather about consciously choosing what serves you and what aligns with your authentic self. Recognize the subtle ways systems influence your thinking. Redefine success based on your values, not external pressures. Embrace your originality, build resilience in a world of distractions, reprogram your mind for limitless thinking, and above all, trust your inner compass. Which step will you start with tomorrow? Share it in the comments. And if this video helped you see through the illusion, hit like, subscribe, and join me for more insights on breaking free and living authentically.